A question I get so much is, does a lower heart rate mean I'm getting fitter? If you don't mind, pop into the comments there what you think the answer is, and I'm going to hand over to Shona and we're going to tell you exactly what a lower heart rate means.
Thanks, Linz. So let's dive in. Is heart rate a good indicator that you're getting fitter or stronger? And in some instances it is. And firstly, let's just say this, that it's going to be extremely variable or different for every single person. One of the really cool things that you would be able to see when you are getting fitter with your heart rate is that at the same heart rate, your output is getting better and better and better, which means that your body is becoming more efficient at utilizing fuel. So in week 1, your heart rate's here and you're probably running a little bit slower, but by week 12, same heart rate, you're probably running a little bit faster. And that's the reason is because you're becoming a lot more efficient at utilizing fuel. Another great indicator is resting heart rate, and Markus is going to dive into that in a little bit more detail for you.
One of the ways to gauge whether we're getting fitter or not is to monitor our resting heart rate over a prolonged period. Now, heart rate is a very individual thing, and it's linked to quite a few different aspects. Hormonal control, neural control, the elasticity of your blood vessel or capillaries, the size of the heart, and even the size of the individual. That's just to mention a few. So, in other words, resting heart rate is unique to the individual, but its response to exercise is similar. As you get fitter, your resting heart rate should lower slightly. So, there's no specific number that you should be chasing in order to have a good resting heart rate. To measure your resting heart rate, it's the first thing you do as you get up in the mornings. And you measure that over a prolonged period of time, and therefore you can base quite a few things on your resting heart rate. Consistency is what you want there. So ideally, what you want to do then is to track that number over a prolonged period of time. And if it does come down ever so slightly, it means you're getting fitter.
Thanks, Markus. Another indicator that people sometimes speak about is heart rate variability. So is this a good indicator that you're getting fitter? Not necessarily. Heart rate variability is essentially the balance between your autonomic, or in your autonomic nervous system, between your parasympathetic nervous system and your sympathetic nervous system, and how they're going to war with each other all the time. And so heart rate variability isn't necessarily an indicator of fitness, but it's an indicator of how well you're managing your workload or your stress and your recovery. Okay, we know that we get fitter when we recover, not necessarily while we're training. And so more stress or just exercising more is not going to get that heart rate variability going up. Just remember, with heart rate variability, a higher score is essentially better. Doesn't mean fitter, it just means that you're managing your stress a lot better in that sort of sense. So it's not an indicator of fitness, but it's a great way to measure your workload and to ensure that you're recovering enough for the amount of training that you're doing.
Thanks, Shona. So what are some of the other signs that you are getting fitter? I think the probably first and most obvious of those is that training runs should start to feel much easier. You should start to feel that your shorter training runs are very easy and they go by a lot faster. So one of the exciting things about getting fitter is that your ability to concentrate improves to a degree where beforehand you spend so much time thinking about how much have I got left that training sessions tend to feel like they're taking a little bit longer. But as we get fitter, sessions start to fly by, and especially our short sessions. So certainly how you feel when you are running is a big indicator. You're probably getting slightly quicker, but not too much, because we don't want to force that in training. If you're getting slightly quicker as you are exercising, that's a good sign, and that you are getting fitter. And then of course, the thing that we're all after is that when we're doing high intensity workouts, and in particular when we're doing time trials, park runs, or shorter races, we should be getting faster. And at the beginning, we're probably going to take quite big jumps. And then as we get towards the end of our training cycle, we start to take off smaller and smaller chunks. And then the one that a lot of people love is that when we get into the peak training and we do start to get fitter, is that you'll probably find that you are also starting to lose a fair bit of weight, and you like what you see in the mirror. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you can see the other cool content we put out.